Welcome to our second official episode of the Tough Table. I want to get this out of the way right off the bat. I am probably going to sound weird throughout this podcast because I have absolutely no voice due to all the screaming and cursing at the
predominantly cursing.
Naturalmania yesterday. I want to introduce our guests today. We have wnbf Pro Sophie Brown, wnbf Pro Cody Wire, and again with us is wnbf Pro Liz Myers. So at this table, I am officially the only one who's not a wnbf Pro. Thank you, 2014 Monster Mash. Okay, so we'll skip some of the detailed intro stuff for Liz and I because we've already done this before. So we're going to start with Sophie and then bump over to Cody. Just a couple of quick questions. Who are you? Where are you from? What motivated you to become involved in fitness? And why did you choose Team SUF? So Sophie, you first. And speak loud.
Well, I'm Sophie Brown. I'm from Braintree, Massachusetts. And I guess I've kind of always been an athlete my entire life. And in high school and college, I ran track. My main event was pole vaulting. And
Did not know that.
yeah, I did hurdles and pole vaulting. And then when I went to college, my track career ended up being kind of disappointing. So that kind of like left a hole, for where I felt like I wanted to be a competitor.
Hole in the soul, that's usually good.
Yeah, which I hadn't figured a way to fill that until bodybuilding was suggested to me. It took me a couple years to come around to the idea, and I've always wanted big muscles. So then...
Me too.
They
never came.
I think that's something we all have in common. So I became a personal trainer. This was before I even knew about bodybuilding. And then bodybuilding came along.
Well, how did that come along?
It was just suggested to me by a couple of close friends who had done it. And some of the things that were mentioned were like the old school bro science or like carb depletion is so hard and you have to, dehydrate with water. And I was like, that doesn't sound like fun. I don't want to do that. So I thought about it for like 5 years. And also, I was, up until recently, a vegetarian, which I've talked to you about. So that presented some difficulties.
I'm sorry.
So it was a little bit hard for me to put muscle on before thinking of bodybuilding. And then I literally started drinking a protein shake, focusing on protein intake, and I saw a little bit of definition, and I was like, okay, I think maybe I could do that. And why did I choose Team SUF? Well, my first 2 seasons, I had the help from the friends who did bodybuilding, but I mainly did it all myself. Research and, Google. Asking people questions, and then I saw... I did want a coach. I want a little more direction. But when I saw Ryan at a show, like I said, I felt that he spoke my language in terms of
Profanity.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
Vulgarity.
We all know that's
offensivity.
But just in terms of like, he wants organization. He wants everyone to know what's going on. Nobody should be left wondering when they're going to go on stage, and that was a lot of my anxiety backstage. So to hear another coach say that, I was just, it was refreshing.
But you're just there to have fun, though.
That's right, and I've heard that several times. You're just there to have fun, and feeling like that backstage for 2 years, that's not fun. That's not the fun part. And after having competed yesterday, I now know what it is like to have fun.
Yeah, it's fun to win.
But also, besides the winning and the placings, we're cutthroat competitors, but we have our fun. That's undeniable now. And people this week also, besides this video, when we release our other video, will see that as well.
Yeah.
So, we'll have fun.
Yeah. But anyway, Ryan spoke my language. It spoke to me, and I was just like, I need to be with him. And on that team. And I will say that the idea of the team at first to me was kind of like different. Yeah, and I don't know, I was wrong. I love the team. I love the connections I've made. Everyone's just been so awesome. I was just totally wrong about that. So.
All right, good. All right. Ready to hear this one.
Already laughing.
Cody, who are you? Where are you from? What motivated you to get into fitness? And why did we start this?
Well, my name is Cody Wire. My friends call me Cody. My workers call me Wyer. Basically, what motivated me to become involved, I never wanted to be involved in the fitness industry or the community. I mean, as you know personally, the people who are friends with me, Facebook, whatever, know I'm not a very communal person. But basically, I got to be about 20 years old. You know, I'm 31 now. And essentially, you know, I always worked out in high school. I was kind of known as like one of the guys that worked out. But I never felt like I was in... Yeah, I was always realistic with myself. I never felt like I was in the shape I thought I should be in to be considered something special. So doing a show gave me an excuse to get in shape, essentially. And really, I guess the benchmark was I never had like shredded abs at that point. So I worked with a team that was at my gym, and it was actually ran by a former Mr. Universe. And his methods were out there, needless to say. They taught me a lot about posing, and I actually have a dancing background from when I was much, much younger, so that kind of helped with my...
That could have been a good, interesting thing about you. Shit.
A good fluidity, you know, to my posing. You know, my flamboyancy and so. But yeah, so, you know, their methods were just whacked out, and on my own genetics, I looked okay at the shows, but I still was... I think I took third and then second. I had done 2 shows prior to Ryan. One day on MySpace, probably dating myself, I came across his profile, which is actually a famous picture of him and the Bejic. And you can tell from the picture that Ryan was very conditioned, meaning, you know, how lean he was. I knew it was my weakness. So I was like, you know what? I wasn't friends with him in high school, but I figured, let me just, you know, shoot him a message and see if he knows how to do that for me. So, you know, I sent him a message. I just said, hey, you know, here's a story. I compete too. Can you get me in that kind of shape? And he said, yeah. And I didn't make it easy for him at all the first time. I think it was, 8 weeks, and we had to lose 30 to 35 pounds or so.
My main thing at that time, it's always like, give me time. Give me time. It's like, oh, I want to do a show. When is it? Oh, 8 weeks. I'm like...
And oddly enough, the first show, I believe, was Naturalmania.
Naturalmania. It was, yeah.
Come full circle already.
And I took third, but even in that 8 weeks, I looked better than I had during my 2 shows.
Second? I think third were your opens. You took second.
Well, I took third, then second, and then the show with you.
Second.
Okay, yeah. So I took second. Yeah, I mean, you know, this was back before Teams or websites taking photographs. I mean, I don't even think pictures exist other than in your room, which was the office, your bedroom. And now that's the funny thing, too, that people don't even realize about that situation. You know, we weren't friends in high school. I was just asking you for a business relationship. Hey, I'll pay you, get me in shape. And here I am standing in your backyard in my underwear, having you look at me. And, you know, at this point, you're not even a coach.
Yeah, I was just...
You had done something with Sacco.
Yeah.
But then you just decided to help me out because I offered you money. And then because you were teaching at that point, right?
Yeah, I was teaching.
Which most people, I guess, don't know about you, that you were a former social studies teacher.
Well, yeah.
I love that.
You know, and then so that from there kind of just trailed off from there, and here we are now. So why did I choose Team SUF? I didn't. There was no team. There was no SUF. I chose Ryan Sullivan. You know, basically because his strength is my weakness, and you know it's been that way since. So no reason to change when it works.
All right, so we've definitely come full circle from Naturalmania.
And speaking of Naturalmania, how I mentioned that was the first show. Obviously, we're coming from Naturalmania yesterday, as you mentioned as well. And just to kind of give a recap of Naturalmania, we picked this first video clip to kind of exemplify or be a visual representation of how our competition probably felt in reference to how we placed.
Okay, so he used to be like he used to be a hardcore like backyard wrestler.
Yeah, so
I used to hang out with him too.
That was this guy's man.
We used to hang out with him in the garage and play video games all the time. Me and him used to hang out with Joe Bezic, everything.
I guess that ties into another random fact. He used to be a professional wrestler, but prior to that,
You did?
yeah. So basically, we did backyard wrestling.
Wrestling like that kind of wrestling, or wrestling
Yeah, like
high school wrestling?
WWF.
No.
Well, I did that too,
No,
but yeah. So basically, we were backyard wrestlers. We got trained professionally. Then we got tired of that. So then we bought a professional ring and did professional wrestling in our friend's backyard. and that was the end result.
That was. All right, so we got a recap of the Naturalmania. So we came in with a very large team.
Probably the deepest.
Yeah, we would definitely. This was a very deep team. We've had other teams where there have been stronger athletes here and there, but across the board, I really felt yesterday we were strong everywhere. We ended up winning. Winning in women's pro figure. We won women's pro bikini. We won. We won the pro card in open bikini. Yeah, and women's fit body. We had some top two. Rob was 2. We were 2 and 3 in men's physique. Mm-hmm. Jess was also 2 in open women's figure.
Katharina was 4th.
Oh, Katharina was. So we took 1, 2, and 4. Jessica was 3rd in fit body. Yeah, so we were 1, 2, and 4 in bikini and 3rd in figure. Dawn hit us with what? She was a 5th in fit body.
5th in fit body. Okay, 2nd in masters.
There we go. So so across the board, we were
good numbers.
Yeah, we would definitely put good numbers on the board, and that was a focus for me for a while. Like this Naturalmania team, I knew that going in it was a big team and one of the biggest we've ever had, and the main thing for me was, again, the new people. I was a little not worried, but it's like, all right, this is going to be Sophie's first experience. It's going to be Leah's first experience with us. Angelina, it was, we're so close with Courtney, but it was Courtney's first team experience. So, Rob too, Rob K, Rob G. It was a lot of first timers. You never know how people are going to react to the team setting, and is this going to go well? Is this going to be smooth? Are people going to have fun on top of everything? But I really felt like things went well.
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, you saw different things than I did. So, I mean, I'm saying we were in different spots. Different things. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what your view.
I would say it was ran, efficiently, as smooth as it could go for a team of that size.
You're talking about from the team perspective or the show perspective? I mean, the show was the show was okay.
I guess through no fault of their own. There was a couple times towards the end with the awards where it seemed like there was one point where they brought, I think, Jess's class out briefly, but they were waiting on 1 or 2 people and then sent them back.
Yeah, that happens. I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't necessarily on them, but other than that, good show overall.
So team experience, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I didn't have to wonder how long I had to go on stage. Obviously, I think when you're at a show, there's certain things that are stressful no matter what,
Yeah, of course,
You know what I mean? But it was nice to, someone else.
You only had to worry about the main points as opposed to everything.
Exactly, especially.
You should be worrying about,
when to eat and when to pump up and how many times to pump up. Those things were, that was key. And it was it was nice to have someone else worried about that.
That's that's what you should be worrying about.
And there was people around to help out. It was nice.
Yeah, we had a good staff yesterday. Yeah. We had a good staff yesterday. We were very solid. Hair and makeup was,
on point.
Probably the best to date. Yeah, definitely incredible. Done fast, efficient. We were very efficient yesterday. There were some times where I was ready to pull my hair out, but that happens when there's just a large, it's a large group of people, and it's like somebody do something besides me. But it was, I think it was good. We definitely came in with a our own style. I mean, there were numerous times where I looked up the hallway and it's like, yeah, Kenny being Kenny. Dan's walking around with the championship belt around his waist. You're just doing your thing. So
I'm here. Me.
And then there's Leroy.
And Leroy
the hat.
with the hat. The hat's good luck. I'll tell you what, Leroy is clutch with the Dream Tan, man. He's pretty good, and Kenny did well too. Mike Francis, I can't say enough about that guy. That guy kept everything nice and organized. He brings good energy.
Very calm.
Yeah,
Very tall.
Yeah.
And he dances really well. So
Yeah.
I saw that at dinner.
So that was a good feel. In terms of, the show itself, I feel like it went efficient, right? It was pretty good. But my whole thing is like, the show's small. Like,
Yeah.
impress me. Be efficient. I tell you what, I don't care what anyone says. All these shows I've been to, the best run show I've ever seen has been the Cape Cod show.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. We went into that show last year, and I was like, fuck. We're doing OCB, which I don't care. I'm bringing heat, but we're doing OCB, which means we're not home, meaning in terms of home federation. We're not WNBF. We're doing OCB. We're going to be the outsiders, and it's just going to be a fucking long, like, drudging day. And then you hear it's like one of the bigger shows. There's a pro show attached. There's 200 plus at this show. And I'm like, fuck, this is going to be a miserable day of just people running around, screaming like they're heads with their chickens with their heads.
Run around like heads with chickens cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like chicken.
Okay. So anyway,
Hungry.
everyone running around screaming, being rushed, and we went into that show and we actually had probably the best time we've ever had at any show. That show was, and there's so much room for stress because there's the stage. Yes, there's the stage, and then there's the top floor, and then there's the bottom floor, and it's just like there's room for error. These motherfuckers were there.
They're
and
on top of
everything. They never yelled once. They were never in a panic. They all had clipboards. They all had walkie-talkies. So who'd think that walkie-talkies would work?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So it was that experience was like really good. So, like I said, the show went well. I have nothing bad to say about the show.
Well,
but
the things that we could say that are bad kind of tie into the next topic to a degree.
Yeah. Okay.
In regards, what do competitors want? What do competitors not want?
Yeah. I mean, in terms. Okay. All right. So let's roll that into our next topic. Where if we're already on talking about Naturalmania, what went down yesterday, and where we're going from here. As a competitor, all right, you're putting in all this time and all this money and all this effort, work into making this happen and this experience, all that. We want to know, what are you looking for from the shows you pick and the promoters that you're dealing with in terms of the sizing, the level of competition, just everything, travel, all that stuff brought into this. Like, what are you looking for out of a show? Personally, I've done this for a long time now, and I've been to a lot of shows. What I look for is that sweet Bija karaoke.
But me, I'm the blue chick, and you're nothing. I am Dave Blue Chick Bomber. With my pumps, nobody looks like me.
Singing.
Nobody looks at me. Okay, so let's open that up now. What do we got here? As a competitor, what are we looking for? Who's got something for me?
Well, I am very detail oriented.
Oh shit, we know. Ooh, I found that out. But it's good though.
Well, I mean, but I feel like it kind of. Well, my assumption is that a lot of bodybuilders are like that.
Well, she's the one doing the high drop.
Some of these people are just like,
I just can't imagine being in a sport like this and not being like that, but apparently it exists.
I can't imagine being a coach and like people coach the way they do and give what they do, give and charge what they charge, and they suck.
Right. Well, there's room for error. I'm
There it
the
is.
kind of person who doesn't like to mess anything up, and because of that, I usually have a bunch of questions.
Well, see, didn't she say something about an eyedropper of almond milk or some shit the other day?
Yes, almond milk.
That was impressive.
No, I was fucking around.
He was messing with me. I wanted to know if I could have almond milk in my coffee. He says a pinch. So, and he's like, you gotta count everything in your macros. So I count everything, and then 2 ounces is like a lot of liquid. That's not a pinch to me.
I used the
It's
eyedropper.
the first time
fingers.
that he had said to me, "Oh, whatever," and it was for show day. So I was like, okay.
I meant it as, do what you've been doing. But she is very detail oriented, which I guess, you know.
Well, I'm detail oriented, but now that I'm working with somebody who has a plan, I don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? There's more room for me to mess it up. So, and I think that most of my questions, not just for you, but for promoters or tanning company or anybody who I'm working with for this purpose, I feel like I have legit.
No, she does. She does. None of her questions, I was like, Not like her questions.
So I've asked them, they've left it unanswered, and that's one thing that I would like is somebody to think of those things ahead of time and have it be in the paperwork or somewhere else so you can alleviate someone's anxiety where they don't have to email you and ask you for a question and then wait for an answer. And like I said, that's not just for promoters, that's for anything that has to do with the tanning, ordering my suit, those things that are important for a show day. So that's one thing.
Well, it's size of shows. That's another thing that's like we realized yesterday. I mean, pro numbers were okay. Men's bodybuilding pro was pretty deep, which is good for the sport. But numbers in like men's bodybuilding, like 11 total bodybuilders.
Women's bodybuilding too.
I mean, women's bodybuilding has always been like kind of hit or miss, and it. Never mind. Women's bodybuilding, it's always been hit or miss. But men's bodybuilding at these shows, like especially coming up way week, Hercules and Naturalmania, like
they were huge.
Yeah, bloodbaths. We're talking 11, 13 in a class.
Which I got lucky the year I turned pro. My class had 10 people in it, and then the overall was pretty rough.
Oh yeah,
I guess that goes into my point of you want to go there against a lot of competition.
What I
mean? You don't want to be one other person and then you lose. And me personally, I like some notoriety to a show. Hercules, Naturalmania, these shows that have a reputation for being big. And
but are they losing that now?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like I've never seen a top 5 listing posted where it's like bantamweight, lightweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and all it says in each one of those things is no numbers. It just says all. Not even all. Like there's only 5, so you all go out there. It's like no, there was like 1 or 2. That's.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I don't like, and they did this in the last few Herculeses and now Naturalmania is, the night show used to be they bring the class out, the top 5, they do their posing routines. And then they announce the winner, then on to the next class. Now they're just throwing everybody out in numerical order, irregardless of class or gender. And then all of a sudden, now they go back around and start doing the awards, and they just kind of shuffle through it. That, to me, I don't like.
I don't know,
It makes more sense to me to stick to a class, get the top 5 out, get the build up there, make them do a pose down, if anything, and then give out the award.
It's become more of like, get them in, get them out.
Yeah.
Which is like when I think of like the judge, that's what bothers me. They think that it's like, oh well, we get them in, they all want to be home early, and we get them out. Like, listen, if it's a small cocky monster show, like there's no reason I should be getting home at fucking 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to like Northeast Classic, I'm going to the bigger shows, guess what? I would rather be there till 2 in the fucking morning if I knew that every class was judged like with attention. Then let's just get them in, get them out, get them in, get them out, get them in. Oh, we're gonna be late. It's gonna be an early night tonight. It's like this sounds like a shift at John Anthony's catering hall. We're getting out early tonight. It's like, wait, there was no getting out early like for 20 fucking weeks of a diet, or me fucking doing all these goddamn emails.
And not to mention too, okay, a lot of people, you know, they tell their family members, hey, come to the night show, you know, in case they win whatever, because they separate the payments, or unless you get a whole day pass. Now you have these people that come, they buy the night show pass, and then they see you do now a 60-second routine, maybe, and then, you know, win or lose, they're at the door. So it's like, to them that aren't even fans of the sport and they're there just for you, they have to justify to themselves paying $30, $40 to see you for literally a minute.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean?
And pro tickets are more than that.
Yeah.
More than $40.
So.
Wow.
I mean, what we do. You've seen Northeast Classic. You've seen Herc. You've seen these shows, you know, in the past couple of years, and you've I don't know, like what are you looking for, like in terms of some of these shows? I don't know. The timing is just so weird and inconsistent. Like I don't know. They'll do 3 classes and be like, oh, it's time for a break. It's like, oh.
Yeah, what was it? I felt like there was breaks at weird times. They would take like 10-minute breaks in between classes, or there was no like, okay, this class is down, let's get the next class ready. It was like a full-on break. And then all of a sudden class just came out randomly. And, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that was strange. There was just like random waiting for no reason.
Which, you know, I don't know. We can't work them like machines, but...
Well, it goes back to the expediting process, and, you know, it can be ran efficiently.
I mean, no one has, you know, not everyone has Eve.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
We do.
I mean, we do, of course. But, I mean, what about judges, though?
I mean, hell, that's a whole episode in itself.
I mean, what do you look for from the judges?
Well, we kind of get more into that in one of the upcoming topics.
Yeah, well, that's a very specific issue. But I'm talking about from the judges. Like, I'm not talking about that issue. I'm talking about like.
I mean, I kind of spoke to you earlier about this, but you know,
who's the judge? Like, who's the judge? Like, I look at some of these panels. I'm like, why the fuck is that person a fucking judge?
Yeah.
Why are you a judge? What made you a judge? I can drop so many names right now. Like, I won't though, but there are people where it's like, what are your credentials? I just don't get it. I think they're just people who are available, who will like sniff ass and just be like, yeah, I'm here for it. Okay, and they get paid and they're there, and it's like, here's my thing. My thing is like, people in society, you take people and you think that, you know, just because someone's a doctor, they're smart, or you think that just because a lawyer, they're smart. There are people, which are a lot of people, they're just specific smart. If you sit and that's all you do for your whole fucking life, and you decided to go down that, but yes, you can't be like really dumb and be a doctor, but if you just sit and focus on something for your whole life, shit, you better do it or you really suck, you know. And it's like, I just don't get with these judges. It's like,
well, I mean, like,
I'll
explain like this. Like I was telling you earlier today, you know, I test judged a show in Georgia a few months back, and at the end of the show, you know, my scores don't count.
And he'll never test judge again.
No. And we're getting into that. So basically, at the end of the show, you know, my scores didn't count, but people would come up and ask questions, you know, why did I place where I placed? And I said, well, you know, I was test judging, but I had you here. Or, you know, and I would tell them the place I had them at and why I had them at that place. And another judge said something to me, kind of saying, like, don't do that. You know, we don't tell them what place we gave them, or, you know, because it's kind of different for everybody. You know, if you give a 1 and I give a 4, you know, they get added up, and then, and to me, it was just like, if you're going to be a judge, you should be able to be held accountable. Someone should ask you, and you should just be like, well, I had you here, and this is why. Right. Not, oh, well, you know, you need better conditioning, but I can't tell you what place I gave you.
Well, that's one thing that you just reminded me of that I didn't think of. I'm pretty sure that OCP show last year, on the entry form, all of the judges' names and emails were listed and given to you ahead of time, and you were allowed to then email them. I didn't take advantage of that.
I did an OCP show.
But just the fact that it was right there for you, something that was thought of, that I thought that's interesting. Yeah,
it just seemed like they didn't want their decisions to be undermined or something.
Yeah.
And I should be able to say, well, I didn't agree with him or her.
Right.
You know, this is where I had you. Yeah. I don't get it, but
right.
that's how this works. Everybody has a score and it just is what it is. But, it's like you can ask him why he put you sixth, and they should be able to stand in front of a person and say, give them constructive criticism. I had you here. Sorry, But
some of these people, I feel like, shouldn't even be on that panel.
Oh, yeah.
They shouldn't even be there. Like, I see every time I walk into a show, I see certain people. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a weird and inconsistent day, and that's usually what happens. Like,
yeah, and it's different when it's when you have a vested interest in an athlete and you go, oh, I had him first instead of second, and everyone else is just kind of like, oh, well, chips fall where they may. But when there's a placing and everybody you speak to goes, no, that was wrong, then that tells you, well, these judges are morons.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, I mean, it's, first, second, third, and then after that, they could kind of just interchange whoever, and it's really, you know what I mean? Like, say, not necessarily, but it depends on the size of the class. But really, obviously, the stuff most people are worrying about is, especially in the pros, because right as the top three gets money.
Depends on the show.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's true. That's right.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying.
There's so many differences with the shows.
Yeah.
Promoters.
And why is, I don't understand who is that the promoter's decision?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's interesting that we don't know.
Is it the promoter's decision who judges?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's. I feel like it is an issue. I don't know.
There's not enough transparency.
Yes.
In aspects.
Yes, and also I agree that I just think that certain people should not be on those panels, and that's the thing too. We're in a new age now. Okay, physiques have changed and evolved. All right, if you have someone who's a little older or much older, that's used to like
their mental criteria might be different.
Right.
Than
it's like so you walk in as a condition and stuff like that. You all right? You walk in as someone like and then you lose to the big fluffy guy.
Well, and on that same token, when we test judge, it wasn't like, okay, guys, this is what we're looking for in this class. This is what we're looking for in this class. So no one was on a similar page of you have to judge it based on this and look for this. Mm-hmm. It was just, well, come in with your knowledge and put a score down. You know what I mean? So
you don't know what they're looking for ever.
Everyone's looking. Well, basically, it comes down to everyone's looking for what they're looking for. They put a score down, it gets added up, and maybe you're the winner. and that's why me personally, and I did it mainly because I didn't really know how to judge women's classes. I'm a man, obviously, I focus on male bodybuilding. I really don't know much about physique either. And I thought that was interesting. And we have a competitor, Leah. Is her last name Marie, or is that just
Leah?
Leah, Princess Leia, whatever. So she was actually at the show that I did, and she wasn't on the team at the time.
I remember
and they did pro bikini, and there was 4 girls in it. And I don't really know much, but you just have it. You can know when someone stands out above the rest, and she did. You know what I mean? And it was just like, okay, that's the winner. So I had her first. But the girl that I put dead last, who was nervous, shaky, looked like it was her first show, had no idea what she was doing, she won.
Wait, this sounds like what happened yesterday. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
And she took second, Leah, and and that just, and it was just weird because because she's what, the two-time world champ. So she's going in there as the world champ to the show that obviously isn't the world's, and you're giving it to a girl who appears to a layman eye that doesn't know much about anything as obviously dead last. Just her presentation, her poise, her confidence up there, it just spoke to like, okay, that's obviously the winner. It wasn't like she was a slob and confident up there. She looked good and she was confident and had a good presentation, So it's just very odd. And frustrating because I am a competitor.
Yeah, because you never know. Like I've always said the worst thing and the last thing that people should be worrying about, coaches and competitors, is when you walk into the building, you look and you're like, oh shit, he's judging. Oh shit, she's judging. That's a nightmare. Yeah. And I've had that happen plenty of times. So I walk in, I'm like, oh God, why today? And it's, I don't know how you change it. I don't know what you do to change it or fix it. I just feel like even if it was fixed for a little bit, it gets broken again.
It's like, I don't know how to fix it, but it's broken right now.
Yes, it's like, someone Google this because it's not fucking working.
Somebody call fucking somebody, do something.
All right, so let's transition here over now. Okay.
So since we're talking about judges, let's talk about the federations.
Yeah, let's go there. All right, so federations, all right, there's a lot of bodybuilding federations out there. And one of the main problems, besides there being a lot of natural bodybuilding federations, is the idea of untested federations as opposed to untested federations? Tested federations versus non-tested federations. So we deal with, our team personally deals with tested federations, meaning we want, natural athletes, steroid free, none of that stuff. And the entire problem comes down to the fact that the WNBF and the natural federations label themselves as tested, but the problem becomes that the untested federations don't label themselves as untested. So that's the conflict right now. So if we're going to talk about federations, we need people to know the difference between tested and non-tested. Just because you say, oh, I have a tested federation, and it's like, oh, so the naturals know to go to you. But what happens about the people who are natural, who go to the non-tested, and they have no clue that there's steroids and it's non-tested? They don't advertise for NPC. Those flyer folders do not say, oh, we're non-tested, steroids allowed here. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
How many people are natural, go to these federations not knowing, and they go and they're like, damn, why does no one look like me? Or why don't I not look like anyone? We had that problem with Malcolm. Mm-hmm. Malcolm is tremendous for his body weight. And he came to me and he said, his first words were, I have to do men's physique. I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm not big enough to do bodybuilding. I'm like, what?
It's like, have you seen bodybuilding?
Yeah, but no, he hasn't. His experience is he tried bodybuilding, went to an NPC show as a natural, had no fucking clue, okay? And he goes in there and everybody's tremendous because they're juicing. And he's like, damn, I guess I'm not big enough. So you have someone who's genetically built for bodybuilding, natural, top tier, and he's like, damn, I'm too small. I got to do men's physique. Goes and does men's physique because I couldn't talk him out of it. Does men's physique.
And that's not a knock on men's physique.
No, it's not. It's not. But he's...
But have you seen Malcolm?
Yes, he looks like then.
He is not.
Yes, he looks like a bodybuilder who's not.
Men's physique is more of a sleeker physique. Malcolm is just muscle upon muscle.
But he knows how to pose well too.
Oh, he's a statue.
Yeah. But he had the fought with me to do men's physique, and he's doing men's physique. He goes up there. He looks obviously physically above everyone else, but they're giving him 4 and 5, and I'm like, this is happening because they look at you as a lazy bodybuilder who doesn't want to do legs, which wasn't really, the case.
Yeah.
So then he finally switched over to bodybuilding. But that's a mentality. Like Shauna too. Shauna was in NPC as a natural, had no clue what was going on over there. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do we deal with that?
Yeah. I guess part of that is the problem of, NPC shows have, I guess, not a wider appeal, but I guess more marketing behind it. Because obviously,
besides that, what I'm saying is they're never going to market themselves as untested. We market. Look at our flyers. I'm looking at them right now. It's like 7 years natural, natural bodybuilding. We test. NPC's never going to say they don't test. No. So we have to attack them.
Yeah, and I guess, let's say you had 2 posters in front of you, never competed before, don't know nothing about nothing. And you see an NPC poster and it has a guy like Phil Heath on it, and then you see a WNBF poster and it has Brian Whitaker on it, you'd be able to look at that, Whitaker's physique and see that, okay, that's more similar to me size-wise than Phil Heath, So I don't know if it's a promotion problem or if it's, that NPC isn't transparent enough, or if there's a way that they could
They're
word
never
it.
never gonna be. That's why it's up to us.
If there's a way it could be worded, yeah, and I see what you're saying.
They're never gonna out themselves. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're the steroid fed. You are.
Yeah.
Your bikini girls are. You're the steroid fed. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these naturals will go out there and they will just blindly support these shows and pay the money out, and I idolize these people. It's like, why? Why do you? Why people come to me all the time like, oh, who do you got top 5 Miss Olympia? I'm like, who's in it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. How do you feel about this one taking 4th? I'm like, who is that? Like, I don't care. Like, and they idolize these people, and it's like I don't understand it, because there's nothing special about them. There isn't anything special about them. I'm going to use Tony Stark's line. Everything special about you came out of a bottle. Like, that's not a knock on their training and stuff, but it's true, because you take their Phil Heath and we take our best natural and pump him up. Who do you think becomes Phil Heath? Yeah. It's just, he's not better than the top tier of what we got. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just on all that shit. Yeah. It's not like this guy is this God Messiah. It's like he pumps this much shit into his body each year to look like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he looks like this. Yeah. It is fact that these people take all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So to idolize these people, okay, to look at them as like a freak show, like, oh wow, look how big they are. That's one thing, but to go and support, I don't get it. That's why natural bodybuilding is coming down, because everyone's just like, well, they got their heads in their fucking ass as usual.
In terms of attendance being down, I think that ties into a lot of different things, different trends, I suppose. People getting into powerlifting, people taking extended off seasons, people getting into CrossFit.
Yeah, it's true. All right.
It's just there's a lot of different fitness avenues now, and it's not that people aren't interested in bodybuilding; they just aren't coming back around.
I don't care about body. I care about natural bodybuilding.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I say
bodybuilding,
they
just
don't
the average
consider.
Joe, they think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. So if I say I'm a bodybuilder, they're like, what?
But how do you fix that?
They don't know that there's a natural federation when they think bodybuilder.
Because they don't know. Because they don't know that Arnold is not natural. So it's like, Arnold, you're a juice head. Like, what? Yeah. Like,
well, and on that same token, I always feel like whenever I explain that to people, I have to specifically specify I'm an all-natural bodybuilder.
And I'm just now learning to say that, because sometimes,
okay.
I've had somebody's first question be to me, oh, so you do drugs?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Or what happens when you say you do bodybuilding, and they say, things like, oh, for NPC, or it's like, it's just, that's where it goes all the time. It goes there all the time. Or you say, you do bodybuilding. You say natural bodybuilding. They go, what do you mean by natural? Mm-hmm. Meaning they don't even realize that NPC is not natural.
They're also really surprised too when you say, no, I have to take a polygraph for each show. Mm-hmm. I have to do a urine test after each show. They are very surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm in law enforcement, and when I went to take the polygraph, part of the sheet, like this questionnaire that you have to fill out, asks if you've ever taken one. And I've had to put numerous, and then they ask when the hell did I have to do that? And then, I explain that, and they just don't, they don't realize. But yeah, I mean, I've heard of people that compete naturally, do horrible, don't get on steroids, but then go into NPC anyway. And they just do it because it's a higher profile show to them.
Listen, if you're gonna go that route, I would respect you a little more if you went the natural route, gave it a shot, you climbed the ladder, and then you made a decision. I'm still not gonna support it and be like, oh yeah, that's great. Like,
I think that's stupid though, because you're gonna get destroyed.
No, I'm saying if you came into natural bodybuilding, more of like came into WNBF.
He won the Hercules.
One was a pro and was like, I'm gonna take a step up. Like,
yeah,
which
that isn't to say. He was just a natural champion.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything that.
No, and then he went. I'm saying he went over to NPC.
Yeah.
It's like, if that's what you want to do, then whatever. Okay, but if I'd have a little more respect if you went through the ranks and then you made a decision down the road. But these people are just like, that's where they start. That's what they do. And we don't attack NPC. We don't attack that. It's like, we're forced to play nice. No one realizes that. Everyone's just a soft bitch. And it's like, we get put in the corner, and we always have to say, oh, well, I respect them and, you know, we have to play nice all the time. Like, oh, I'm not going to judge anyone, but yet we're the ones dying. Yeah. We're the ones dying. And we're letting them eat and consume our part because we're just like, no, we don't want to judge them. It's like,
yeah.
They don't come to our shows.
Why not? We get judged when we say we're natural.
Exactly.
Oh, anytime I've ever told anybody what I do, they're like, oh, really? Oh, what's that? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You don't even take this? Like, because I'm doing it this way, I'm wrong.
Exactly. So it's like, it's our fault, I feel.
Yeah.
We go to their shows, idolize them, and watch their YouTube videos. They ain't doing that for us.
Well, and on the same token, I've talked with you about this in the past. You know, again, I feel like it goes back to... For instance, okay, I don't do CrossFit, obviously, and you know I'm not necessarily a fan of the people at all that do it. But at the top tier level, if you look at CrossFit's YouTube channel, I mean their promotion for their sport is out of control. You know, and even NPC, you know, you look at these guys where they'll do, you know, a day in the life or see them training in the gym. They don't do any of that for natural bodybuilding.
So who's got to do that?
I mean, that's a question they need to answer. But the problem is no one knows about it because it's just not out there. We know about it because we're in the bubble, but they haven't expanded that bubble. Like, for instance, The Rock announced this year at the Olympia, supposedly it's supposed to be on next year on, like, CBS Sports or something like that. You know, that's only going to promote them further. Do you think on CBS Sports they're going to say, hey, everybody here's on steroids? No. And they're just going to see, oh, IFBB, well, how do I get there? Oh, I got to do NPC. You know, so it'd be different if natural bodybuilding somehow, because it's only getting smaller. You know, it's not getting bigger. And the only way it's going to get bigger is to expose to people, hey, these are the athletes, this is what they do, this is what makes them interesting. You know what I mean?
But you have to attack the other side. It's like, this is what makes him interesting. Oh, why is he so small? Because those people you look at take a ton of drugs.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean? No way. Yes.
Yeah, way. And I mean, I think there's ways to say things, I guess, saying them without saying them in a sense.
No, I don't think you can. If you really think about it, if by putting it on a poster that this is tested, a normal human being would be like, oh, well, if that's tested, what does untested mean? It doesn't even register to people.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things, too, where it's not like, I don't know, I guess the legalities of it or whatever, but you know, it's hard to say everyone there takes something. You know, something that's a felony.
It's not everyone. You know, majority.
Well, I'm just saying to accuse people of committing. You know, they're all committing felonies.
Okay, but scientifically, it's proven that a human being cannot walk around at 270 pounds.
And that's why I'm saying certain things would have to be said possibly in a certain way to where the point's getting across, but. You know, without... I mean, I understand what you're saying, to outright say it. I'm just wondering if it can be outright said.
So how did you bump into natural bodybuilding, WNBF, and not go the other way?
Well, I almost did, but so I don't know how I found that first show. But I told you I did a 9-week diet to my first show.
Lovely, sound like Cody.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
losing 60 pounds in 40 days.
I didn't have to. That was the thing. I didn't have to. I was pretty lean, but it was an NGA show, which I didn't realize until literally like a couple weeks ago when I looked at the trophy. And then my second show.
Sophie does shows, goes in, wins, has no clue what it is.
I didn't. Well, I literally going into bodybuilding, I had no. The only thing I researched was the diet. That was really it. And the friends I had competed in a lot of INBF shows.
Okay.
But that was just one amateur show that happened to fall after the 9 weeks. I decided I needed to start my diet, so that I picked that show. And then my second show, because I was like, there's no way I'm dieting for 9 weeks and only going to do one show. I'm getting the most out of this that I can. It was going to be an NPC show. And then after doing that show, there was just a lot of people there who were involved in INBF, WNBF, and it was suggested that I go do Monster Mash for my second show.
Big show. That show's always brings good competition. That's definitely
so I, because of that... I didn't even get my money back for registering for the NPC show. I just went and did Monster Mash, and then Worlds the week after that, right after that.
You did WNBF because you bumped into us.
Yes. But I had
No,
already...
you were looking for natural.
I was looking for natural
So
specifically.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah,
By the way,
that's
I
a
mean,
fucking problem.
I kind of knew, but didn't really know. I just knew that NPC was different from WNBF. But it's good that you knew. I didn't.
I knew. I think most people can look and be like, oh, wait a minute. But I had friends who were in NPC and did shows in NPC and just, in my gym environment, people that did NPC, and they were just talking when I decided, I want to do it. They're like, oh, you should do this. And they were telling me about their preps, and not so much like drug use, but like things such as like different diuretics and things, and like sharing prescriptions from someone else, but the team was using them, to, alter things. And I was like, oh, is everything like that? And I was doing my own research. I just happened to come across it, and that's how I found out there is a big difference, and that there was this it almost seemed underground to me though, natural bodybuilding is not
kind of
out there at all.
You gotta get it
I
out
just
there.
happened to come across it, and somewhere it just trickled down to Ryan.
And what she's saying, and even when she said that, she didn't know a difference, not knowing a difference means not being aware of the shows.
Right. Well,
So-
it wasn't then afterwards I realized, after my first season of competing, I knew
Well, that was
a
after
at
the
that
fact.
point, but I had to
I'm
be
saying,
in it
prior to it,
Yeah, no.
and it ties back into, in my opinion, the awareness factor. We could attack them and say, oh, they do all steroids, this, that, but if we just put out there, we're natural, we have shows, they are tested, and leave it at that and say, this is the federation.
But we do that.
I don't think
But
there's
it
enough
doesn't-
marketing behind it.
the reach isn't
really
there.
Not putting it out there. I
Like,
had
I mean,
to look pretty hard to find that there was this whole natural
I'm telling you, if you know
bodybuilding.
nothing about
'Cause
CrossFit,
otherwise
you
you're
go to
just
the
gonna
YouTube
find
channel,
NPC,
you get an idea of all the top tier competitors, the workouts they're doing, the diets that they're implementing. I mean, it's very well done, and just to have something even a fraction of that done for us. If they went, if they had someone go to Wood Whitaker for a day or something like that, people could say, wow, okay, that's an example of what I want to try to attain. As opposed to, because I mean, NPC, they're all, on steroids, whatever, and a lot of them are idiots, but there's videos out of them training and people eat that up. You know what I mean?
I get you. All right, so we will take a quick break, and we're going to swap some guests, and we're going to bring in someone else, and we'll hit some new topics. All right, so before we hit our last topic, and then we jump into trivia and our segment on someone at this table, I want to give a nice plug to our food drive that's coming up. We will be, again, raising money to purchase turkeys and all sorts of canned goods to donate to local churches, both in New York, North Carolina. We're going to try to get you guys involved in Massachusetts, Virginia. We're going to get all that going. So that's right around the corner. So I know it's a little early. We haven't even hit Halloween yet, but for details, okay, I'm going to leave a link in the video. So make sure you check that out and be sure to donate to that cause. All right, so our last topic today. This is one I've actually written a blog post about. The air conditioner. There we go. No worries. We don't need to edit that. Is it off? Okay.
Well, it's on.
It's on. You should probably put it off.
You turn it off? I did. Well, it sounds the same as when it's on.
Oh, yeah, I got a reminder. So the air
this isn't Liz. Liz, you
right.
turned into a muscular black man.
Okay.
How did that happen?
I
Our
turned
last
NPC.
topic. Our last topic.
Yeah, she did NPC. All right, so sorry about that. So food drive, yes, the link is in the video. The air conditioner is now off, and we have a new guest. Okay, so who are you? Where are you from? What got you into fitness? And why did you choose Team SUF?
I'm Josh Walker from Stewart, Virginia. I got into fitness when I was, started really young. It was family oriented from my uncles and dad, mom, everybody was working out. Then football. Started playing football and just loved working out. And me and Brandon always loved bodybuilding. And not
that
knowing
being Brandon Barrow,
yeah, Brandon,
pro on our team.
Brandon Barrow, yeah, another pro, and
Another pro. That I'm not.
One of the many pros.
Yeah, it's like
exist
that's
on
too
this
many
team.
now.
There's too many.
But we started training together. He started training right at 11, 12. I started 12. Man, and we haven't stopped. And then we always like, yo, we want to get into bodybuilding. I was playing football my last year in college. I was like, dude, you try it out. You know, let me know what you think. I'll support you from here, because he was at Bridgewater, and I was up in Christiansburg, Blacksburg area at the time. And he does his first show. Looks great. I was like, yo, I definitely want to do it. And you know, we dieted down. Blah blah blah. Who we ended up going to was the OCB.
OCB No Gear Classic in
yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Wow, it's already been 3 years you've been on the team.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, we
How
was,
did you do the diet? Did you have advice from someone? Before?
no, we did our own thing. And Brandon was, his first show he did is 193. I was 183, and I mean, we lost a lot of weight as far as that goes. And
See, me and Josh went against each other. We were actually in the same class because OCB goes by height, not weight. So I was 153, he was 183. And, you know, I don't want to throw any mud here. I won the class.
He did win the class.
Yeah.
He looked phenomenal. And
Yeah, he told me about you guys right away, though.
yeah, and then I remember he came up and talked to us, and a few other people was there. You know Ronnie Walker and was there. And people was coming at us, and I was like, yo, Cody looked good. I was like, even when I watched you in overall, I was like, if I wanted to look like somebody, I was like, his arms, legs, everything was dialed in. I was like, I want to know
about you.
I was like, I wanted
I'm pretty much out
like
sitting here.
And from there, we thought about it. We contacted.
Did you contact me or did I contact you?
You contacted us. You gave me your number. I sent you the message that night. Then we linked up on Facebook or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was.
We fast forward over here.
And then me and Brandon talked about it at the gym. And then when we went to his house, talked about it. And he's like, all right, let's think on it one more night. We contacted Ryan. And from there, we made a decision. I was like, dude, I said, let's do it. And from there, we started.
First show was 2013, right?
Yeah, with you. We did the NGA Mount Rogers.
The Mount Rogers show. So first time working together, obviously in Virginia, I'm up here. I didn't tell them that I was going down there. I told them specifically I'm not going to make it. And I drove down there without them knowing, got the hotel room, and because I was really worried about their tan and stuff like that. And I never met them.
Details?
Yeah, the
You were worried
details.
about those details?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember walking in, and I went to go pay for my tickets, and they looked at me, and they would just looked at me, and it took them like that.
Yo, we were so shocked.
Yeah,
so shocked.
So it was a good day, yeah, to see them and surprise them. But yeah, damn, that was 3 years ago.
And I mean, we started off with a bang. I mean,
yeah,
Brandon ended up winning that
the
day.
NGA Pro Card that day, yeah.
And I had a tough class, but still had a great show. I looked a lot better from my previous show. And then you gave us all season after that.
Yeah. That's it, yeah, because you guys are doing shows, and we need a little bit of time.
And I guess that takes us to the Hercules.
Yeah.
When we got the pro cards.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting. I mean, I don't know how it works with this, but if you could put up a photo side by side of him doing a side chest, because I think that's like one of the main pictures I have of you from that show. You know, at the OCB when I met him. Compared to now, after having worked with you.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was good.
It's a
It was good, yeah. And then that Herc, that way he went pro, was like just crazy. They drove up, and it was Josh, Kevin, and Brandon all went pro in the same night. And we won the overall. So
didn't we have like, what was it, 3 or 4 of the 5?
3. I mean, we would have had 4 if our middleweight wasn't a baby who backed out of the show a couple of days before. He was getting beat up by his girlfriend. But anyway, so yeah, you know how it goes. But all right, so Team SUF, you joined. I think it's been a good run so far.
Oh yeah,
you know
I mean, I'm still today. I tell everybody, I was like, you will never see when we come to a show. You'll never see the difference from like other teams. Like it's just so big. Like we bring everything. Like,
but it's not quantity over quality. We bring quantity and quality.
And we notice that, and people that have the quality talents that don't have coaches notice that. Like, I mean, for example, yesterday, or I already got people contacting me that wants to join. I'm like, I mean,
give me a day or two.
I gotta give Ryan a little break. I mean, and I was like, hey, message my coach. He'll message you back. He's not that guy that's gonna be like, oh, okay, oh. No, he's gonna give you an opportunity, but you only get one chance. If you mess that one up, that's on you.
Yeah, it's rough after that one.
But yeah, it's been great. And I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, that'd be dumb. I mean, if you only need one coach, so don't go anywhere, man.
Seriously.
So,
no. We'll find you. We know where you live.
Okay, so now that we got Josh introduced, we have our next topic. All right, this is one, I think I started on this before and then stopped because of air conditioners and all that other stuff and Liz turning into Josh. But I've written a blog post about this a while ago, and it's about the idea of coaches, such as like I guess myself, being judges, and is it a conflict of interest? All right. You know, I feel like it's a growing problem within the industry where you have these people. It's a difference if you have a coach who, or not even a coach, like someone who's into fitness or into bodybuilding, they have a good client and, oh, let's do this show. That's different. I'm talking about these people who market themselves as coaches, and they have a team and they have branding behind them, and that's how they market themselves as a team. I feel like it's a big conflict of interest to have a vested interest in, you know, the placings of the people on stage relative to your people and your competitors as well. So for me, big conflict of interest. The only question becomes, who would monitor something like this? And I do have a suggestion.
Wow! That's superhuman strength. That's the X12. Anything I hit will destroy. Woo!
So that's my guy. That's my enforcer. We should start a task force, a judging task force, headed up by X12, and we send them to shows.
I agree.
Yeah,
I concur.
It shouldn't be coaches.
Isn't it a fucking problem?
I mean, it should be common sense just to know that it would be a conflict.
No, but here's the thing. When I say that it's a problem, the answer that's always said back to me that drives me up the wall, it really does make me want to smash my head through a wall, is, oh, well, if there's a coach on the judging panel, they don't judge their person. It's like, that is only 50% of the problem, you fucking moron. Like, in a social media age, everybody knows who's on whose team. So it's not as easy as, oh, well, he or she didn't judge their client. It's like, you dumbass, like, they're judging, if they have a team X, okay, and they're judging and they know that, oh, this competitor's on team Y, okay, team X could be better than team Y, but team Y is chasing, you know, or you're chasing team Y. What is going to happen to your judging of that person? You're going to be like, oh, well, she's really a 2, but she's on that team, and 4. Like, that's why I wouldn't even trust myself as a judge, because I hate so many people. I'd be like, oh, you look great. Oh, I remember you. 2, 6. Like, you know, it's like, how do you not get that? You have these people who have a financial interest in the placings of their own people and also the placings of, their competition, like the other teams, rival teams. And now that power is on that judging panel. There's so much potential for misplaced power. It's human nature.
Yep.
Like, that's why I would never want, you should be a judge. No, because I know how I would act.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. Conflict, is it
even
just me?
Even aside from that, if that judge is friendly with another judge that's going to look out for them, even if they're not judging that class.
So there's no stopping this
Or
thing.
somebody working on backstage or working under the federation, it's a little circle going around. And it's
So basically social media screwed up everything. We should just all go dark and not have not know who's working with who.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We break shit.
So it's like, keep everyone in the dark. Don't let people know who's your athlete, and maybe they'll win. Like yesterday.
When a conspiracy theory backfires.
I don't know, but how do you fix it? How do you change it? You can offer that it's a problem, but what's the solution? So if a coach is not the judge, then who's the judge? Who would be the judges? So, because that would be the argument. Okay, so this coach who has been in the industry for so many years can't be a judge, then who? I don't know. I guess old competitors that don't really have a financial tie or interest. I don't know. Do you hire? I haven't really sat and thought about it, because guess what? It ain't my fucking problem. Okay? I get hit with that problem, but it's not my fucking problem to solve. Like, I'm tired of solving everyone's fucking problem. But it's who? Give me some ideas. Who should be a judge?
I mean, like you said, they can't have a vested interest. They can't have clients that are competing at that show.
I just thought of something. If we walked into a fucking New York show and people saw me at that judging panel, there'd be anarchy. They would be like, oh, no fucking way. No fucking way. And it's just, I don't know. Who goes to that panel? Because it shouldn't be coaches.
No.
There's a difference between coaching a team and marketing yourself as a team. And, like, there are certain people who, like, have clients. They do personal training, have a client. It's like, oh, wow, you look good. Let's jump in the show. Jumping in here and there. We support this show every year. We'll bring a person. That's different than, like, yeah, we're coming in and I have a team. There are teams out there. Those people, I don't know. I can't see them. I can't see them being judges. I can't. But who? What's the answer? What's the solution to it?
I don't know.
Who would you want judging you?
Somebody with experience, but not. You got to be even. Got to be fair. That's a tough question.
Who is it? That's why I'm saying. Like,
well, I mean, for me personally, I guess it goes back to what I was saying before. It really doesn't matter who's judging me, as long as I know I can go to them and say, what place did you put me in, and why did you put me in that place compared to them? Be able to put them on the spot. And have, it's easy to say, oh, you need to tighten up, your conditioning's not there. But explain to me how my conditioning's not there versus him.
Right.
You explain to me when I can point to you why I know, when I know I have the eye, how I'm at least equal to, you know what I mean? I should be, and that goes before, like what I was saying, I'd have no problem with someone saying that to me. I would just tell them, well, this is why. I've told it to people on our team. I'm not going to bullshit anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But these people, it's easy for them to hide behind the curtain of a blanket statement. Oh, you need to tighten up, or oh, your glutes, or this, that. Well, theirs wasn't good. Explain to me why they got ahead. And then if they can explain it, okay, great. Then it is what it is. You're never going to please everybody, but you should be able to justify your actions to everybody.
I think it has to come down to, my whole thing is fucking fairness. That's all I want. I want things to be fair, and at least you feel like there's fairness. And
I don't know. Maybe you should just start your own federation.
Ooh.
But that's a discussion for another day.
Ooh. Oh man, imagine.
That'd be good.
Ugh.
Goodness gracious.
Would you compete in my federation?
Well, I probably wouldn't because then they're gonna say,
"Oh yeah, that's he."
Yeah, I don't want you to get that.
They got me in the box.
See, but I
have the team, so I couldn't start a federation because then I'd be the biggest conflict of interest.
No, you still could. We could just work it.
Well, you know what would be interesting? You start a federation and have a judging panel only consisting of coaches.
Yeah.
Or I say get rid of the coaches. We build machines.
Well, I mean, that's the end game.
Just do certain measurements. It measures you.
Well, Aries can be the judge.
It measures for symmetry. Okay, symmetry round, done. You hit your best pose and go on. No humans. Just push buttons and done. Get rid of them all. But, I've thought about this a lot, and I do feel like there should be some maybe some old school people in there, but then again, like, is their views of the sport still stuck in the 70s? But the old school, they're less prone to being attached to what's going on now.
What needs to happen is there needs to be certain criteria put forth for the judges. Like, okay, if you're going to judge, you have to write out this, or there has to be something that could be done there to where it's going to weed out people that would try to use their position
I mean, judges on the panel?
way.
Isn't that what test judging is supposed to do?
And it's supposed to be 7?
How many judges are
No, that's just supposed to
But it was
teach
more than
you
that yesterday.
the criteria.
because they swap them out. There's 7 on the panel, right?
Although I will say, when I did test judging, I guess what they do too is you do the scores, and then there actually is a little box where you write in like comments. So maybe they had access to that at that show. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But in that was there where you had to kind of give an explanation as to why. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Third place, die. We still don't have any answers though, so we can't criticize, right? Is that what it's coming down to? Yeah, what do we say?
I guess if you want to look at the situation as you can't criticize unless you have a solution. But I don't think it's wrong to bring to light a problem.
I mean, there's been shows where I've been to where 2 people who represent the same team are on a judging panel. So if there's 7 judges, 2 out of 7.
Yeah.
That is crazy misplaced power. Again, maybe they don't judge their people. Maybe they do. But they're also judging other people who are with other teams on rival teams. It's like, how...
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I did.
What?
I did.
Yeah, of course. You did?
Until you just...
That's my problem. That's always been my problem. Oh, Team SUF. Oh, Team SUF, huh? And they're on the panel, and they know they're not better than me. They're like, oh, well, it's like that's the thing. Mm-hmm. You know what? You have to play nice or be worried. I don't want to play nice.
Nope.
I feel like there needs to be some sort of...
It shouldn't have to... Well, and on that same token, and kind of going into, I guess, yesterday, there should be nothing to do with nice. You know what I mean? If I hate you, but you're better than me, you're better than me.
Exactly. But it's fair. It's fair.
It's fair. Fair is fair. So... You can never let personal emotions come into play. Even you as a businessman, Sci-Unison Fitness is your business. If you have a coach in there that has an athlete that's better, at the end of the day, it just is what it is. You can accept mentally, I understand why this happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If there's no funny stuff like they have a friend or another co-coach that's a judge or...
Okay, but now if I'm on that judging panel... and that person has someone in the show that's, competing, and I'm judging, and that person's better than me, and I got a chip on my I don't know. I don't trust myself.
Yeah. But I mean, that's good that you realize that.
Yeah, and it's good that you don't use that.
I feel like everybody should. Everybody is that. Isn't everybody that?
No.
That's
right. I mean,
I'm talking about. Isn't that like how everyone would do? Isn't that what?
No.
So you think that everyone's just fair then?
I know. Well, I'm just saying. You're saying, does everyone do that? I consider myself fair. I can put it aside. I mean, I've always said to people, there's people that I don't like that I respect because they've done something, and there's best friends I have that I don't respect because they haven't achieved anything. They're just my friend. And there always has to be that distinction. So I mean, even if you had issues with somebody else got a fucking asshole outside of the show, well, he brought it.
It's usually what people probably say about me.
At the end of the day, I mean, if you're really in this to be a competitor, and want to progress, you have to be willing to put aside differences to say, okay, I don't like you, but you have it today. So there you go.
So there's no solution to this for the time being,
Right
until I build something to take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to move on to Tough Table Trivia. Okay, and this segment is sponsored by Naturalmania, and the winner of this segment will get to take home this green apple pre. Okay, I didn't open it and take any of it either. Okay, so this is up for grabs here. We're gonna bring Liz back in. Liz is back in.
Come on in.
Come on in. You got to fit someone. Go. You got to move your big ass over. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna hand out our boards. I'm gonna give you the fucked up one.
We have 3 minutes.
Great with all of them.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Why do I have so many?
Because everybody was playing.
So we go, right? Everyone's got one, right? No, you don't write your name on it.
Can I have an eraser, please?
Oh, yeah, everyone gets an eraser. Boom. Okay.
And we should be able to see what someone else is writing, correct?
You should not be able to. Cody, he's drawing stick figures and writing his name. Okay, so I don't have a pen, so I guess I will.
So what do you do when you're reading, like, what do I do when you're reading?
Cody has 3 pens. No, I'm going to read the question. You have to guess. And then you write it down. A, B, C, D, or E.
Wait.
Okay?
That makes it easy.
Yeah, all you have to do. And then you hold it up.
What came after D?
I don't know what I just did. Oh, I pulled the eraser
Are your
off.
answers there?
No.
Okay.
No, that's all the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
So
First.
you're playing too?
No.
Oh,
I'm just writing down the scores.
I got something on.
Oh, you gotta put our names down.
I need to get this pen to fucking work. Okay.
Together, people.
All right, here we go. Who was the first Team SUF athlete to win 2 pro cards in 2 different classes in the same night? A. Heather Drake. B. Brandon Barrow. C. Josh Walker. D. Liz Myers. Or E. Your mother. All right. And let's see him.
How do we do this?
You have to write the letter.
Oh.
I put a
D. All right, what do we got? D. D. And
thanks for picking me.
writes Josh Walker. Okay.
You did it, Josh!
Sophie. Okay. Cody. Liz.
I'm winning.
Cody, I love it though.
Josh. So Sophie gets a point. Cody gets nothing. Liz, Josh. Okay, number 2. Who was Team SUF's first WNBF pro? A. Cody Wire. B. Tyrone Robinson. C. Heather Drake. D. Andrew Usoro. E. Walt Disney.
I would have picked the last one every time.
A.
She's I'm still confused.
Who was our first pro? Cody, A. B. Tyrone Robinson. C. Heather Drake. A.
Everybody, I had A.
You had A?
I had A.
Okay. You put A, and no one got that right. First pro is Tyrone Robinson.
I don't know who that
I
is.
thought it was me.
I should have got that one.
So no one gets a point. Okay, number 3. What year did Iron Man 1 come out? Yes. A. 2010. B. 2008. C. 2009. D. 2006. Or E. 2027.
You said our favorite Iron Man.
Fucking hate that movie. 2010, 2008, 2009, or 2006. A, B, C, D, or E. C, B,
Hold on.
B. Yes. You wrote. You're done. Sophie and Josh, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next
I had to
one.
think on that one.
Who is the oldest? A. Janice. B. Eve. C. Grant. Or D. Somebody born yesterday.
Oh, wait.
Who
In
is-
terms of actually the idea?
No.
Or
Creation.
finally created?
Okay.
Oh, no, not including upgrades and revisions.
Okay.
Who is
Hold on, can you read
the
that?
answers
Who
again?
is the oldest? Don't show the answers yet. You keep your,
What does it matter?
because they may do it based on you.
They
Just
shouldn't.
all show it at the same time. Who is the oldest? A. Janice. B. Eve. C. Grant. D. Somebody born yesterday.
I do not know which one. I don't remember.
Write it down. Flip them up. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and. Sophie and Liz, correct. Janice is the oldest.
I thought I had that one.
Okay, here's a good one. Are we ready? Who is on the SUF DDT logo, Deep Tech Division? Who is on that logo? A. Cody Wire. B. Shauna Kohler. C. Ryan Sullivan. D. The Bleajic. Or E. Nancy Andrews. A. Cody Wire. B. Shauna Kohler. C. Ryan Sullivan. D. The Bleajic. Or E. Nancy Andrews. 3, 2, 1, and. Okay. Sophie, Liz, and Josh.
My feet was ugly.
Number 6. Who we got here? Who is Sci-Unison Fitness's first client? A. Cody Wire. B. Anthony Sacco. C. Alicia Cusimano. D. Christopher Dowse. Or E. Barack Obama.
Could you repeat the options?
A. Cody Wire. B. Anthony Sacco. C. Alicia Cusimano.
What?
D. Chris Dowse. Or E. Barack Obama.
I don't even know who Chris Dowse is. Am I supposed to?
Oh, the right answer.
And we have Anthony Sacco, yes.
Yeah.
Cody, Liz, and Josh.
That one was so hard. That was
Oh
tough.
man, we gotta tie here. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yo, wow. This is a big one. Okay. Oh God. We ended this one. Oh man, this is. Who is Optimus Prime's arch enemy? A. Captain Planet. B. Daredevil. C. Megatron. D. Shredder. Or E. The Tough Driver.
I wanted to say straight.
A. Captain Planet. B. Daredevil. C. Megatron. D. Shredder. Or E. The Tough Driver. 3, 2, 1, and E all day. Oh, you guys, all right. So, Megatron, C is the end. We have a 3-way tie, and I have no clue how to break it.
You can get us more neutral.
I have absolutely no idea how to break this tie.
You gotta come up with a. You gotta
Come
come
up
up
with
with
it.
a.
Okay, here we go.
question.
Let's go with another one. Okay.
Wait. Oh yeah, we gotta come up with the
All right,
question. Yeah.
Here we go. This has got to be a hard one. This is going to be a hard
I thought they
one.
all was hard. I only missed one.
Okay.
You don't have to write it down. You can
I have
Are you-
the answers.
The answer is 2.
Well,
Yeah, the
it's
birds.
choices.
I think it's just right to 1. I just give up.
Like, you
That's what I
can't
would
remember.
do. Oh, he can.
Can I try to answer this?
All right, here we go. In what year was Sci-Unison Fitness officially started? A. 2007. B. 2008. C. 2005. Or D. 2004. Let me know if you need that repeated.
Yes.
A. 2007. B. 2008. C. 2005. Or D. 2004.
One more time.
A. 2007. B. 2008. C. 2005. Or D. 2004. Here we go. We're ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is gonna be my last one. You guys all got it wrong. I hate you so much.
It was 2000. Which one was it?
2007. Now I have to think of another question. Damn it.
I was gonna say that was my
That's
first
what I thought it was
yes.
that one
And I was
too.
like, no.
I second guessed
all the
myself.
years
Oh.
first.
Why wasn't it? You sure? I think on the website it has 2008.
No, 10/10/07. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
And last one.
Nobody wants to win.
How many websites have I gone through? Main websites, Sci-Unisonfitness.com. What version am I on? A3, B4, C6, or D7? What version? 3, 4, 6, or 7?
Don't think too hard over there. You're hungry.
Right.
And let's see. The B's 4. Yes. So Sophie.
Thank you.
I got
really
confused.
want that.
There we go. I got confused
It's good,
because
by
I
the
saw
way.
no letters here.
It's
So I'm
very
like,
good.
Well, I like green apple.
Oh,
pie.
Josh and I should have been disqualified.
what? Because you're looking?
No, Nutribio.
Oh, that's true. Okay, and now
We get it anyway.
our last segment is something we're going to call Someone at This Table. Okay, so everyone at this table, I need to find that paper.
We're still using
I
these.
mean, can I borrow your shades?
Here is, just keep that in front of you. You don't have to read it right now. These are not the answers, okay? I'm going to read it out loud. Everyone at this table submitted something odd, interesting, or embarrassing about themselves. So I'm going to read them out loud. They have a copy of it. And what they're going to do is, what they're going to do is they're going to try to match the numbers up with the person. So I will read what I have. The first one we have submitted is...
So should we number 1 to 5 and write names?
Yeah. So you could do that as I read
Sorry, I stopped listening because.
it. Hold on. All right. So the first one I have is my first attempt to smoke pot. Me and a few friends heard rumors, that there was weed growing behind a local Chinese food restaurant. So we rode our bikes there and picked regular weeds, not pot. Brought it home, heated it on a work light, rolled it up and smoked it. I essentially smoked regular weeds. The next one. Sometimes when I am stressed out, I play with G.I. Joes and have them do wrestling matches. Oh, the next one. When I was little, I was playing barbershop with my sister in the bathtub, not realizing how the razor actually worked. I ended up shaving chunks of my eyebrows off by accident. My mother didn't know that she can just pencil them in with makeup, so I just decided to wear a headband over my eyebrows to cover it up. This one is just weird. I cannot or will not chew gum in a bathroom. And this is the moneymaker. Doing a max lift deadlift, I had to fart and I shorted instead. But I hit a new PR.
That's all that matters. You hit the PR. Right?
Okay. So, what do we got as our guesses here?
How do we do this?
I guess we'll hold it up. What is it? Wow, you guessed that was me. All right, so the first one, yes, is me. Cody, yes.
Hold on, I want
Yours
to
is
see
your own. Wow, you got them all right.
I did?
No, she did.
Oh.
Well, okay. But I was playing. Oh, so you guessed barbershop was Liz. Okay.
Yes,
Won't you come in the bed? It seems like it'd be her. Everyone's gonna guess Josh is 5.
You think I would have choose that? Of course it would be her.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Liz didn't even play. What do you?
Just too busy reading all the
What do you got? Okay, so the answers are the first one was actually me. Okay.
Check.
All right. The second one was Cody.
Yeah, I can see him playing with toys.
Absolutely.
The barbershop incident with the eyebrows
I had
was
the two
Sophie.
I can see you not chewing gum.
Sophie.
Remember, I got out of the bathtub and I looked in the mirror and I was like,
How old were you?
It's last year.
Yeah.
like,
Right before that journey.
obviously. Little enough that I was in the bathroom. My sister was old enough to be embarrassed. I was just missing chunks out of the middle of both my eyebrows.
Wait, can I please mention that you spell friends?
Wait, what?
Me and a few friends.
Yeah, I was in a rush. But all right, and
That might be my favorite one.
the what mine? Dude, that was crazy.
On a work life.
So what did y'all really smoke?
Dandelions.
We pulled weeds that looked, I guess, like pot. We brought it here. We tried it on a work
you
light,
smoked weed?
burned it, and put it in. And yeah,
Y'all
I was like, damn, no. I was like, what the fuck? This is not cool.
Well, I love stories about people shitting themselves. So number 5 is my favorite. I can't.
It was a very embarrassing moment, but I hit the peon, and it took about an hour to get there. But hey, I went home, showered, it was good to go. I was happy.
Wait, you sat in the car and went home?
No, I took off that stuff, showered at the gym.
Did you put it in the garbage truck and did it World Gym? No, I said like World Gym.
I know.
Oh my god.
See?
I like this game.
Yeah, me too.
It was
Someone at this stage.
nobody even knew I was like, yeah.
I can't fucking breathe.
But it hasn't happened since then. I don't have to strain that hard on deadlift
You know that I
anymore.
love that. I said that whole
We need like deadlift
one
diapers.
Deadlift diapers. Sci-Unison
So
Fitness.
Hold on, have you had this experience?
I have not. It just, I
Good.
can't.
Someone
hard.
did at World Gym a couple weeks ago. They thought that the cesspool was something backed up, and it smelled bad in there. It was like it smelled like someone shit themselves, ate it, and then shit it back out again. It was so bad.
This is actually what happened. It wasn't the cesspool. Someone did shit
Yes,
themselves.
someone shit themselves. Like, I'm not
They
talking
left it there?
a little slipped out. It was
No,
like
I didn't take that with me. I threw that in the dump, dog. I was free balling for that.
these guys, whoever this was, took a full shit. Like,
No, it wasn't like that.
no, it wasn't like it was a full shit. They took their underwear off and they put it in the garbage pail and left it inside in the garbage pail for it was there for a day. And the plumbers came and they're like, no. And they're like, wait, it's coming from in here. And they look and fuck shit, man. Then someone shot their pants.
No, they didn't shot. They
shit.
It wasn't a shark.
No,
It was a full-on shit.
I even laughed and I was like, oh. I said, I done messed up. I said, that hour of working out is done. I guess I won't do pull-ups.
Yeah, that was a full dookie.
You know you couldn't drive home with that.
So we keep this game.
Yes.
Keep this game.
This game's good.
I
I need a backup for trivia. Shit. Said after 7 questions was good. You put me on the spot with these other ones. All right, so keep this game. I like this one. And I forgot we were on there. So, yes.
was about to tell another shit story.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's not say
Not
dinner.
What'd you say?
I said, let's not say we didn't.
When he said embarrassing, I left the gym. It was like, are you done?
Gross me out.
I was like, I don't feel good.
Alright.
Now that I can
What about
breathe.
that double dunker ice cream?
Yeah, what is it? What is that about?
With the ice cream downstairs?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
my
we're gonna,
suggestion. I can't have it. But
so we're gonna have ice cream now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
You
I'm
need
having an ice cream party out there.
yeah, so it's time
You
to
need it.
go then.
Yes. Not in our pants.
Yeah, man, you killing me.
Not that kind of thing.
Okay, let me get this shit together.
Now I
Okay.
might never get married.
Did you say I never even married?
No, I
He's
might
not gonna get
never.
married because there's the whole world is shit.
Hell
long
Just
time
don't
ago.
really don't bring those home.
Man.
Well, I mean, no, I took a shower. I was clean when I left. You know? Hey, I got 600 for the first time. I was a little foreign, by the way.
Okay.
It's worth the shit.
That's some heavy shit.
Yes. I gotta go. So that concludes our second episode of Tough Table. Until next time.
Oh,
that was great.